Hello, everyone. Good evening to you all. Good morning, afternoon, evening to anyone, all of you, wherever you are joining in from. My name is Akia Safo, and I welcome you to the Pick Parent Academy channel here on YouTube. So today, as you all know, we are talking about um, how you can manage your work life and then your family life. Most of the times, lots of parents say that they don't have the time to take care of to do certain things with their kids. They don't have time to be home with their kids. They don't have time to do certain things. Everywhere you could hear most parents, give such comments, and it's all because sometimes it's because as parents, we don't know what to do. We are so overwhelmed, with work, family life. How can I manage? How can I? Sometimes we want to balance, but in this world, we know that there's this saying that we say that this life no day balance. You understand? You can't achieve balance, but you can manage your time. You can manage your energy in such a way that you'll be able to really do what you have to do per time. And what are some of the things that we do that makes us unable to manage our time very well? Some of the things that we do that makes us unable to manage our family life, our work life very well, so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. So let's look at some of the things. First of all, most parents, okay, these days most people spend so much time on their phones doing nothing really. You could see most of the times we are on our phones scrolling through social media, looking at things that we have no business with. Some people can, unintentionally spend like they can spend like close to an hour, 2 hours on social media without really knowing what they don't even know what they are doing there. But you ask them, they say that their family value is, for instance, spending more time with their family or learning. Okay, but you could see them being on their phones really doing nothing, and then when it's time for them to be with their family, they give all sort of excuses. So let us watch the time that we spend on social media. It's very, very important. If we spend more time on social media, definitely we are wasting our time. Yes, we are wasting our time. What other things do we do? And the next thing is that we don't plan. We don't plan our daily activities. We don't even know what we have to do. We just wake up and then do things anyhow. We don't have any structure, any how do you call it, any routine that we follow. Most people just wake up and then they are everywhere. They don't prioritize things. They don't do all sort of things. So at the end of the day, you are overwhelmed. You don't even know what you've done because you have not been able to structure or plan your life in such a way that, or your day in such a way that you can, achieve a certain result that you are looking for. So it's very important we take note of that. So let's move ahead. I wouldn't want us to spend much time here so that we can all go ahead with whatever that we are doing. So another thing that we can do is also another thing that we do that often take much of our time is that we want to always be the ones doing everything. We fail to delegate tasks. There are certain things you could give to someone to do for you, and then you will, be able to do what you have to do. So things like, for instance, you have a family and you are married, you have your husband, your kids, let them help you. Seek help from your husband, seek help from your partner, seek help from your kids. Let people help. Don't be the one who does everything. You are doing everything almost all of the times. You are washing, you are cooking, you are doing everything, cleaning the room, everything. Sometimes people do all of these things just to prove a point. They want to be seen as, yeah, the all in all, like they are able to do everything. But you need to seek for help. There is no harm. It doesn't, it's, I mean, it's okay to ask for help. So if if there's so much on you, it is time to sit down and look at the things that are important to you, things that you can delegate, you can give to someone. I know there are people who do washing. If you don't have, probably if you don't have a washing machine, and looking at your season, the season that you are in, if you have to give it out for someone to wash for you, do that. I don't think it costs that much. So look at that. There is this the 80-20 rule. Okay. Look at the things that you can delegate to other people to do for you, and what you can also do with your time to bring in more results. So if spending some more time on what you have to do, on the productive things that you have to do, if you're supposed to spend more time on those productive things, then do it, and delegate the other stuff like washing and other stuff that takes much of your time. You can delegate those things to other people to do it for you, whilst you save some time to do the productive stuff. Okay, and you can also plan. You need to also plan and schedule. Okay, the times that you use for cooking, the times that you do this and that, you need to plan every time. Everything, planning is very, very important. It's key. We need to plan. What other thing that do we do that we are able to manage our work life and our family life well? We don't prioritize. We are everywhere at every time. You see, there are people, parents, okay, with toddlers. Their kids are very young, and instead of them to know the season they are in their life, so that they will focus on that and do what they have to do, you see them at every occasion, every service. Do you know that also spending time with your family, your kids, your children, and doing, taking care of them because they are young? Do you know it's also, worshiping a way you are worshiping God? Because God has given you these kids to take care of them, to help them. But here you are moving about, going here and there, attending, occasions that you have no business with. Some people are going for weddings, parties, funerals, things that you could see they are not really the people that they are, who invited them probably to that occasion. They are not even really close to them. They have no business. If they don't go, it doesn't really spoil anything. But you see them there, and then later they'll come and tell you, I don't have time to take care of my kids. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Please, at the season where you are in your life, know where you are and know the things you need to do. You have to know, okay, it is time for instance, you have, you've been given a certain position at church, and you know that position will really take much of your time. You can, talk with the elders of the church, or whoever you have to talk to. You can talk to them, explain your time, your situation to them, for them to maybe give it that position to someone else. And then when your kids grow to a certain stage, you can you can take that position. There are certain things, you looking at your time, your how do you call it, looking at the stage where you are, there are certain things you need to cancel. You need to cancel. You need to think of essentialism. What are the things that are essential to me at this point in time? What are the things that are not so important? What are the things that I can hold on with that won't be an issue for me? You can do this. And I believe we worship a living God. We worship a God who understands us. So God hasn't given you the child to just leave the child and then do what, leave the child, not caring for the child, not spending time with them, not teaching them some skills, and then you say you are packing your things, you are going to church morning, afternoon, evening. You are going to be questioned. So imagine a situation where we all die, we go, and then God asks you, what have you been able to do here on earth? Then you say, you tell God all sort of things, and then he tells you, did you know that this child I gave to you was part of your assignment? I gave this child to you to guide, to take care of, to teach, so that this child can be a problem solver. Do you know that was your assignment? And imagine you didn't even have time for this child. All you were doing was going around here and there. How do you call it? Saying you are worshiping God, so you are going to church, you are going to do this, you are going to this program, you are going here and there, without even giving some sort of concentration to this child. So how are you going to answer? What are you going to tell God that you were doing his work so you didn't get time for this child? So we need to be very careful. Know the season where you are, your life. How old are your children? What are some of the things you need to do? If you have a toddler, why are you always waking up? I mean, going to every occasion. Your child is small, and today you are here, tomorrow you are here, you are everywhere. You want to be seen at every occasion. Please, parents, we can cancel these things. And you see that if you get rid of them, you have the time, you will see, it will be clear to you that, oh, I have this time, I can do this, and that. So you put all those things that are very important, and then you work on those things. Those are the things that are going to be productive. I mean, they are the things that you need to do. So let's take note of this. It's very important. So, what are some of the things that we can do so that we can manage our work life and then our family life? Let's note that we can't achieve balance. Everything can't be okay. Like, you can't achieve balance, but you can know what is essential in your life per time so that you work towards it at every stage in time. So, you have a toddler. Okay, you have a toddler, and then you say you want to go to the gym every day. Like, it doesn't click. So you can rather find something. Okay, what I'll do is that I have a child I have to take care of. Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll exercise in the home. And you can be doing it with your child. So you have a time. So in the morning, you have a time that you have your exercises. So you don't give an excuse that because of your child you can't do it, but you can set a time where you'll be able to do it, okay, with your child. It's key. So you know all of that, and then you know what to do. So how can we manage our work life and then our family life? First of all, we need to set realistic expectations and realistic deadlines. Sometimes you have something to do, and then you've given yourself, you want to finish like now, you want to finish like so soon. Know where you are. So if you have a task, or if you have an assignment or anything that you want to do, you need to set a time that won't make you unable to achieve it. Because as you have set the time too close, okay, you've set a time that is so close, so you are like in a hurry. You have to do this for the family, you have to also work on this thing. You can explain, if the assignment is from your boss, you can explain your situation to your boss. You have a child, and these are some of the things you do. There are certain things, if you don't talk about it, if you don't say it, the person will feel like, okay, it means you can do it because you are not talking. There's this thing that we say in tree, that one kasa utri ho aye yi bon eyi bone. One kasa utri ho aye yi bone. So you need to be able to, talk, say something. Your boss or whoever, or if it's an assignment that you have given yourself, you can set realistic deadlines, so that you'll be able to have the time to work accordingly, so that it wouldn't be too much for you. Okay, so the next thing is that to prioritize and delegate. I've mentioned this earlier. You need to learn to give some tasks to other people to help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. You get tired at the end of the day. You get so tired, and then you'll not be able to do the very important thing that you have to do. So let us take note of this. You need to learn to prioritize. What are some of the things that are so important that I have to do? You state them down, you write them. And what are some of the things that I can delegate? What are some of the things that I can do myself and still have time for my family? You need to state and look at all of those things. It's very important. So if you don't have a planner or if you don't have a diary, you can get a small notebook that you use to, write down your task every day, or you can do it every evening. When you're about to sleep, you have a journal beside you. I have a journal that I, fill every evening. I plan for the next day. So the very important things that I want to do tomorrow, I just write them down. And then sometimes I work on them before I sleep. Sometimes so I wake up at dawn. Okay. And then I do all of that before I move in the day. So you can also do that. You don't necessarily have to have, if you don't have, you can get any book, you write them inside, and make sure that this book is always with you that you are referring to. It's very important. It's very, very important. Let's take note of it. And then one thing that we can also do is that we don't have to always be multitasking. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Focus. We need to focus on one thing at a time. Someone is doing this, doing that, doing like all sort of things. Master of all trades, jack of all trades, master of none. So it's important. Research has shown that if you're able to focus on one thing, if you're able to focus on one thing at a time, you are able to achieve results. So you need to, instead of looking at into so many things, considering or looking at so many things, you want to find something and then focus on. Okay, one thing that you focus on. Okay, then when you know you are done with this, you move to the other thing. It will help you be able to manage your family. It will help you to be able to manage your work life, and things wouldn't be all messed up for you because you know what you are doing at a particular point in time. I hope this is clear. And we also need to establish boundaries. Establish boundaries. You don't have to be everywhere at any time. Sometimes when your friends call you and then you don't have, the luxury, you don't have that time to go to that wherever they are calling you to be. Just tell them, feel free to tell them. It's okay to say no. It's okay. If you know you don't have the time, tell them, I don't have the time for it. I can't be there this time. Okay, so that everyone will not just be calling you to do, anything at any time. You need to have boundaries. You don't pick calls at any time. You have times that you pick call because there are some tasks that you have to work on. We need to know all of these things. Then we move on to energy management and then time management. You need to also learn how you can manage your energy. There are times in the day that you are more active. There are times that we are all active. Sometimes there are times that, you are too dull. So let's say for me, mostly in the mornings, I am most active in the mornings. And then in the afternoons, I am quite dull. And then in the evenings, I become, active. So the things that I do, the things that are very difficult for me to do, I do them when I am, more active, when the energy level is high. That is when I do the things that are very difficult for me to do. And the things that comes easily, I do them in the afternoons. Okay, I do them in the afternoons. And the things that, so yourself, when, the time that you are active, use that time to do the things that are very difficult for you. You manage your time very well. So there are some people who, they find it difficult to read. So in the morning, like but their energy level is mostly up in the morning. So let's say at dawn you wake up at 4, your energy level is high. You can pick up a book rather than going to pick rather than going to get your clothes to wash. I used to do that actually, but I saw that I was wasting my energy because mostly in the morning I'm very active. I want to do this and that. So I was using that time to do the laundry, and I saw that it's energy wasting. So I decided not to do that. I pushed that to another time so that I'll have the time to do the difficult stuff, when I am more active. So you need to know when you are most active that you can do the difficult things. The things that comes difficult for you, know that and you do it. So like in the afternoons, maybe if depending on you, if your evening times are If your energy levels are low in the evening times, you can use the evenings for things that comes easy for you, okay? Like responding to chats, or all of those things. But you don't use your energy, like the time that you feel more active, you don't use that time to be on social media, you don't use that time to be responding to messages and all of that. So let's take note of this thing. Ask yourself, what days am I more active? Or what time in the day am I more active, and what can I do? What are the things that I find difficult to do? What time can I do these things? And what are the things that come so easy for me? So those things, when my energy level is down, I can focus on those things and do it well. I hope this is clear. So let us take note of these things. We need to take we need to take note of these things. And then the other point is also that we need to schedule our time. You need to have a structure, or yes, a structure that you follow in the home. So let's say you've closed from work, your kids come home from school. What do they do? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have an evening routine? When they come home, from school, what do they do? Do you have a routine that you follow, or anyone does anything at all they want? So you have to know, you need to, draw the routine. We have written hours and pasted it somewhere. So when they come, they know. We teach them, we guide them, and it has to be continuous. You don't do it once and then you say you write them and then you post them there and you go like, hey, these are your routines. You look at them and follow them. No, if your kids are very young, you need to be doing it with them together. Okay, we are done with this. What's the next thing that we have to do? So there is a routine that we all follow, but it doesn't have to be too rigid. You need to make it flexible. So according to you look at yourself, you look at the things that you have to do per time. Okay, you can, if your kids are grown, if they can really plan things with you, you can sit down with them and ask them what are some of the things that where this are your morning routine, your evening routine. We want to plan your morning routines, we want to plan your evening routine. So what are some of the things that you can do every morning? Okay, you go through with them. In the morning when you wake up, you make your bed, you go to the bathroom, or you pray, you go to the bathroom, you do this, you do that. So they have that thing there. And then in the evening when you come from home, what do you have to do? You put your bag there, you go to the kitchen with your lunch box, you go wash your bowls, you wash your uniform, you do this, you do that. So you plan everything, you write them down, you can type and then print them out and paste it somewhere, on the fridge. It can be on the fridge or anywhere that can be easily accessible for the kids. So every time when they come home, once you are consistent with them, you need to once you are consistent with them, they will definitely get it. It will become part of them. It will become part of them. So it will get to a time you don't have to be talking, you don't have to be shouting, you don't have to be doing this, because it is something that they have done consistently. So once they get home, they know what they have to do. You understand? So you need to also have a schedule for yourself, a routine for yourself. This is how I am planning my day. In the morning, these are the things that I will do at this time. This is the thing that I'll do at this time. This is the thing. Sometimes the timings can change depending on your schedules. Okay, depending on the things that you have to do. So your timings can change, but make sure that every day you are doing what you have to do or what you must do. It's very important that we take note of this. If we want to achieve, if we want to be able to manage our time and then our family, our work life very well, we need to do all of these things. Journaling is important. We need to be writing, we need to be prioritizing, because no one is going to do it for us. So why don't we learn how we can do it and do it better? Because it's our responsibility to do it, to manage our time. You can't, you hear some people will say, I have to create time, or I have to create time to be watching this. You can't create time. You can only manage time. You can only manage it. And you hear most people say, hey, I am busy, I don't have time, I am busy, I am this, I am this. People who are able to manage their time very well, they don't all the time say they are busy, they are busy. They don't say, you don't hear from them because they're able to manage. If you tell them, because they've been able to, prioritize, they've canceled tasks that are not important. They've canceled things that are not important, and they've prioritized what are the things that are important. So we mostly, you could hear, I am busy, I am busy, I am busy. It's more like, I don't know, it's become more like some sort of pride. The moment you say, hey, I don't know, there is this thing that comes with it. Like, I am busy. Oh, the people say just to feel like, just to make other people feel that, hey, they are, doing something with their life. That is why they are busy and all of that. But you can really manage your time well. You can manage your time, and this I am busy and busy things can all, stop. So let's take note of these things. And the final, I think we are done. We are done. Yeah. Yes, we are done with it. You need to also, the last one that I'm giving is that you need to also plan, a quality time with your family. Plan a time or a day that you have quality, one-on-one with your children, or family meetings that you are going to talk about, what goes on. So you can make them like, every week you are going to have, maybe you're going to choose one day that will be okay for you to have some quality family time, so that you talk about how the week, you can do this on weekends. So every first Saturday in every week, if you are super, if you are like, because of work, you're unable to do certain things, you can have maybe once in every Saturday, you have a time. Let's say it can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, whatever time that works for you. You can choose that time, and then you talk with your family. You know what is going on in their lives, their challenges, then how you can, all solve it together. It shouldn't be a time where you're going to judge people. No, it should be a time where you are going to really sit down and listen. Sit down and listen without giving all sort of, advice, all sort of judgments. It's a time to listen to your child, because you've not been available, you've not been there for them. So you need to be able to, have that time where you talk with them, where you chat, where you know what is going on in their lives. It's very important. So these are the points that I want to give you. And let us note that we can't create time. We can only manage our time. And the saying of, I don't have time, I don't have time, we need to learn to manage our time. If we are able to manage our times very well, we will stop saying, I don't have time, I am busy, I am busy, I am here, I am there. Know what to do with your time. If you know you can't be at a place at a particular point in time, cancel that out. If you cancel it, you will not die. Nothing will happen to you. You are just prioritizing things that are important. So there are some attitudes, some behavior, some places you need to stop going. You need to quit. There are even some people you need to stop talking to, because they are not bringing anything valuable to you. There are some people, if you can sit down and really look at your life, your time, you could see that there are some people you don't really need to spend more time with. There are some people you need to get rid of. There are some people you need to also, get closer to. We need to know and take note of all of these things. All right, it's getting late already, and I don't want to, um, um, extend this session. So I want us to end here. As I said last week, we are thinking of a time that we can have it in the afternoon, so that, or in the morning, so that when you want to, at an appropriate time, even if you're unable to join us live, you can catch replay. Okay, so the team is working on that, so that we can serve you better. All right, thank you for joining us. I hope you got value. If you have any questions, if you have, anything you want to gain clarity on, you can send us a message. We are on Instagram, at Speak Parents Academy. You can, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also share to other families, friends, other parents, so that they can also learn what we teach every Thursday here. Okay, so see you next week. Enjoy your evening. Bye.